it in the news this morning that apparently the Ghana Education Service has been pushing for the prosecution of teachers who entered the profession with fake certificates. Okay, and other teachers who allegedly secure salary upgrades with fake certification would also be made to face the law. But this should be a concern for us, Mr. Kuntu-Blankson.
Yeah.
Especially when we're having teachers who are supposed to be imparting knowledge and not having the right requirements of education, but doing teaching all the same. All this brings to my issues of corruption, but also not having the right type of personnel within the education sector, and ultimately affecting the products that we bring out of schools.
Thank you very much, Roland. First question I ask, who employed them? Who?
So you're saying the Education Ministry is coming out too late?
Of course, who employed them? Because in our dispensation, when you are employed, they do something like verification at least work on the institution that you attended. So who employed them? They should spare us. That's all I would say. And do the right thing.
Well, he's back to what needs to be done adequately. But it means that we're having teachers who are in the classrooms, perhaps not with the right knowledge levels, and impacting knowledge to pupils. That brings to sharp focus what sort of knowledge and the quality of knowledge that they are imparting.
You see, I totally agree with my wife. In this country, we let people go off for the relation of duty and rather go and look somewhere else to punish somebody else.
So we go on a wild goose chase.
Absolutely.
Whilst what we're supposed to do is just ride in front of us.
Absolutely. I mean, we have an adage that if you see a small stump that can pierce you, you don't just cut it, but you remove the entire thing. And that is the problem. A lot of people have been getting away with these things. The policy maker, the people who are supposed to run the policy, we don't go and look for them. We rather go and look for some small fly somewhere and deal with the person. Like he said, if you are recruiting somebody and you know the procedures for recruitment, whether you are the resource manager or whatever, you are a human resource manager, there are procedures that you have to go through to employ somebody. You don't do it. And I think, you say you are now going to look for the one rather who brought the forces. Did you do your checks properly? If you didn't, I'm not by any stretch of my saying that those teachers should not be punished. No, they can also not get away with what they've done. But the one who actually employed them, he should also be punished. Right. They should also look for.
You know that the one who brought the sugar cane is the one who brought the flies to your house.
Because they followed him.
Exactly so.
Because he was having sugar cane.
So.
It's an attraction.
Yes. So they should do the right thing.
Well, we've come to a point where, at some point, we're having all these inadequacies in the educational system. How do we overall tend to uproot some of these problems, other than just going once in a while to go and do something about whatever it is that they have to do, and then not dealing with it holistically?
Yeah, before I get to that, you see a road done within, which is supposed to last for 3 years or something before you do it. Within the next 3 months, the road is just good. And everybody starts complaining, this road was done some few months ago and what. Nobody goes to look for the engineer, the one who was supervising the thing. They start looking for the contractor. This contractor is a very bad contractor. He did another road here and the road is... Nobody talks about the engineer who went and certified for the contractor to be paid. And he still remains at highways or wherever he is and gets away with it. So, coming back to your question, I think that the best thing to do is to do an audit, a complete forensic audit of the educational system, and not take the thing piecemeal. And that, for me, will resolve the matter.
Well, thank you very much. James Apietuankra is a former member of Parliament for Lower West Achim, and thanks for joining me, Uncle James. And also George Kuntu-Blankson. He's a former member of Parliament for Infantimanis, but aspiring to become the MP for Ekumfi. It's the same constituency that had just a name change, so don't be confused at all. And thanks for joining me.
Thank you,
Mr. Kuntu Blankson. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll have a lot more for you. But this one is coming from you, Ejari. Ejari, you're giving us this very message from Birkum. You said, fellow Ghanaians, we need peace after the general elections next year. Politicians, please stop insulting one another. At least the two of them, they've been very decorous towards each other. And I'll have to say, thanks, the two of you as well. As always, you do that. Next, we're discussing low libido levels in women and sometimes even men. And Mama V also will be here to do a lot more justice on the subject. Do stay on. We'll be right back.